Okay, it's Toby from Heavyweight MMA. Today with Street Buddha Don Marfan. How are you, bro?
I'm very good, bro.
Bro, I'm pumped. You got a big fight next weekend. Tim Rogers, Eternal 86 on the Gold Coast. That's June 22nd, man. How you feeling? Ready for the fight?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I respect Tim as an opponent.
Yep.
I know he's undefeated, which is something that excites me. I think a big thing I often see people do after they come off a loss is they take a big back step in fights. And I
Yep.
wanted to be really just not to do that. So I wanted a fight that's gonna challenge me and push me.
Yeah, man. He had a good win against Jesse Medina, I believe, this year. But just looking at his record, his records can be dodgy. I don't really know. But looking at the record on Tapology, he's had that one fight since 2019, bro. Whereas in the meantime, you've had 14 fights. So I don't know. It just seems like a lot of activity versus very little activity, bro.
Yeah. I think look, I think he's one of those guys that's going to be very tough. I think skill for skill, I think I beat him quite convincingly.
Yeah.
I do think though there is something to be said about like that toughness. I don't think he's an easy guy to put away. Like I think he's one of those guys that'll stay in the fight until you take him out of the fight.
Yeah.
And I think maybe like a younger Dom might have had problems with that. But I think I've got the experience now to navigate that really well and to I think I'm going to finish the fight quite early.
Yeah, man. And I'm sure a lot of it in his style's changed. The only fight I could find briefly looking for him online was against Travis May, which was back in 2019. He could be a completely different fighter. But in that fight, he was trying to stay on the feet. Looked, I don't know, semi-karate style almost, right, with his stand-up. But look unorthodox a little bit, bro, like the timing and the strikes, which can give people a little bit of trouble, when someone isn't 100% like a standard style.
Yeah, I kind of I look at his style as like a similar to like a bit of a Dominic Cruz, it's very erratic. Like you said, I think a lot of a lot of the success from that style would rely on the other person kind of buying into it, the other person kind of like being a little bit taken back by the style, and maybe a little bit reluctant. But I think if he fights someone that's confident in themselves, like I am, um, I think there's a lot of opportunities to take, like both in the stand up and on the ground. Um, yeah, I think I can hurt him anywhere for sure.
Yeah. Did you see the Medina fight? I haven't watched it.
I did, yeah. I watched the Medina fight. To be honest, it doesn't look a lot different from his 2019 fight. It looks very
Mm.
similar. Um, it goes for a lot longer, and again, I think that's just Medina being a little bit of a veteran. So like he's been around. Same issue. Like you have to put him away. He's not going to go away himself. And it went 5 rounds, but it looks like a fight that shouldn't have had to go 5 rounds, in my opinion. Um, and whenever I see that, I wouldn't say I get less. I get less worried, but like I know for sure that like if I'm in there with him for that long, uh, I think I'm doing a lot of damage to him. I don't see this fight going past the second round.
Any evolution in his grappling? Because in that fight with Tim Rogers, man, he actually got fucked up a bit on the ground.
Yeah, a little bit of evolution. Not a ton, man. Like, I know he's a brown belt. Um, I think he looks very opportunistic on the ground. He looks very so in the Medina fight, he kind of got up, but it looks like, to be honest, it looks like he got up when Jesse Medina made a few mistakes. Um, as opposed to like systematically working his way up. And
Yep.
I don't think I'd be the same guy to make those mistakes on the ground. So I think if I took him down to the ground, I think it'd be pretty open and shut. I think I'd finish him pretty quickly.
Nice, man. Nice. I had a chat with Elliot Compton last week, bro. I haven't edited the chat yet, but I put out here. Said had some good things to say about you, bro. How's everything mentally and all that, bro? Obviously, there's ups and downs in life and career and everything. You come off a loss, you're feeling good emotionally and ready to go.
Yes, yeah. I've been working with my wrestling coach, who is a PhD in psychology. So he's been my mindset coach,
Nice.
and he is phenomenal. Like he's been making a really, really big difference. There's definitely a lot of things that I've been doing in my career that I can see that I've been approaching wrong. I think it's easy to lose sight of the fact that at the end of the day, it's about preparing yourself to look phenomenal on one night. And I think as like the age old, like people kind of talking about like martial artist or fighter, like I tend to be closer to the martial artist, I'd say, in terms of like I've always been someone that's more about the day in, day out grind, and endless improvement, as opposed to looking good on one night. But I've really learnt some solid skills for like helping me prepare myself a little bit better for fight night, because it like, although it sounds stupid coming off a loss, but I definitely still reckon I should have won that fight. I think I versed a champion, a guy who's signed to Dana White Contender Series right now. I was dominating him in the first round, right up until I just mentally completely switched off. So I've been working with Eric, my mindset coach, on kind of understanding why that happened and making sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, man. Talking to Elliot, we actually talked about a little bit of that subject about like enjoying the journey and not just focusing on the fights and that. So it's kind of interesting you mentioned that. But yeah, I mean, it is about the journey, right? And that fight doesn't necessarily represent you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you hope that you can take everything on the grind in on that night and just represent yourself 100%. But it's not always going to happen, you know?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, tricky one, bro. All right, bro. So what's your prediction, bro? Eternal, is it 56 or Eternal 86, sorry. Gold Coast, June 22nd. What's your prediction, brother?
I'd say early second round finish. Could be doctor stoppage, could be submission.
Nice, bro. Good, bro. I'll be tuning in. I'll be hoping to see Don Marfan get another win, bro. And yeah, best of luck, eh?
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Cool.